On Syria, this is a very important day as we are going to open this afternoon the 9th Brussels conference on Syria. We are at the same time very worrying and alarming by the latest development, the violence that occurred last weekend in some parts of the countries. We are repeating that the only way forward is peace. And my main message is for the Syrian citizens. The EU stands arm in arm with the civilians, the citizens. I've been there in January. I was the only one still now to represent the EU Commission in Syria. I saw firsthand the lack of public infrastructure, of economy hardship, of schools, of electricity, of jobs. The needs are immense, and so I've been there to announce that we want to see a Syria which is inclusive, which is embracing the diversity of its citizens, no matter their religion, their ethnic groups, their apartments, or especially if there are women and girls. I'm particularly concerned for that as Commissioner for Equality. At the same time, I've been allocated 230 million euro, and it's important to say that this amount is going straight to NGOs, to our partners, UN NGOs mainly, and not to the government. This is something that I want to underline. We never give money to any kind of government. The humanitarian aid is going through NGOs and directly to the people in need and not to the authorities. And so we will see which amount we are going to have this afternoon for the recovery of Syria. I expect that it will not be the same amount like it was before due to the withdrawal of the US funds. The EU is committed to support the Syrian people and is willing and is ready to participate to Syria's recovery, but we can't fill the gap left by others. But my main message here is that we stand with the Syrian people, and we will have a discussion with the civil society, which will be represented, and for the first time with one representative of the transitional government. The Minister of Foreign Affairs will be there, so we will assess the situation and we will ask certainly questions about the violence that occurs very recently.
So just a quick question on, you just said that the amount will not be the same as last year. Do you mean it will be less or more? Because if we would compute it, we would say it needs to be higher. Because if the US is falling out, it needs to be higher, no?
We are doing our job. We are doing our part. But we can't fill the gap left by the US. We will need to share the burden. It's an international response that we need. Every member state and the international community needs to shoulder their responsibility. But the EU stay committed, for sure. We will improve our commitment. We will give more. But we cannot fill the gap led by the US.
The new Syrian constitution was written like 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
But without participating the Kurdish or the others. How concerned are you?
We are monitoring very closely the situation. The constitution is very presidential. It is said that it is copying close to the French constitution. It's a presidential system. But, you know, as I said to the authorities when I met them in January, we will assess the situation through their action. What we need is action. And this is sure that we need to see an inclusive Syria. A Syria which is embracing its diversity, all its citizens, it means.
Commissioner, the violence in the eastern part of Syria can be a condition of not removing the sanction?
We have decided to alleviate progressively the sanctions, and essentially humanitarian aid is not under the sanction regime. We have decided to withdraw humanitarian aid indefinitely from the sanctions. So it's two things different. As commissioner responsible for humanitarian aid, I'm not dealing with this. Maybe you should ask that to the Minister of Foreign Affairs and HRVP.
Commissioner, our colleague asked about the Constitution and you said you want to see action. What do you want more action than the Constitution or the Declaration itself? The Declaration shouldn't be considered as an action or a clear sign in which direction things is going.
You know, we will assess the situation through the testimonies that we will receive from the representative of the civil society, which will be present this afternoon, and from the Syrian Minister of Foreign Affairs. We will see, but what we want is peace. Peace is the only way forwards. This is true peace that we will have access to the entire Syria, especially I'm thinking to the northeast, where the needs are immense and the people are suffering.
Last thing about something you didn't mention specifically, which is the plan for Gaza, the Arabic plan for Gaza. The Arabic countries, they are prepared a big plan for Gaza. Humanitarian and assistance, it's part of it. How do you see the cooperation between the EU and the Arab countries concerning this plan, especially that we saw some kind of accepting from the EU side?
You know, the best answer, the best response to the tragedy, human tragedy that happened now in Gaza is the two-state solution. For that, we need peace, we need a strong Palestinian Authority, and the EU is participating also. The HRVP was there during the discussion, and we are committed to help the Palestinian Authority to stay strong and to take the control of Gaza. Thank you. Thank you very much.